To another episode of Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. This is the place where you're entitled to Brad's opinion. And now for your host, Brad Allard.
All right, we were just a little bit late because our buddy Jonathan Cook came in and dropped us a few gift cards for Silver Fox. That's very nice, isn't it?
We'll be late for goodies. That's
Yeah,
fine.
all right. Well, I'm going to use them for the nonprofits to put in their bags when they do those fundraisers. Like, I was at one Friday night. Before we get into that, I do want to introduce our guest. Hey, everybody, it's Melissa
it's me.
Miller. Yeah, from Burleson Area Chamber. But I just wanted to say I went to Jessica Valley Ream's Fitness TX fundraiser, or Fitability. Sorry, Jessica. Fitability TX fundraiser over at Lost Oak. And it was a lot of fun. That Lost Oak facility is very nice for
It
these
is
things.
nice, yeah.
It's really good for those things. And Susie and the Sissy, Susie Morgan was there. And they're very, very good. I mean, I knew that already, but, I think people, we got a real talented band in this community.
Nice.
And they were really good. And I tried to get her on the show. She said that when they got some original material coming out in about 3 months, so maybe I can hook them up then. But it was a lot of fun. And that's the things I like about this community. And we're going to talk about all these things in the community, particularly the showcase, right?
Yeah, that's coming up on February 24th. Mm-hmm. Yep, at Pathway.
And we'll talk about that. And I think you got a couple of events. And also we're just going to chat about Burleson business and what we see going on and philosophy of business in this town, how the chamber contributes to that. So, but speaking of business, let's talk about the sponsors. Thank you, Otto, at our place. Also, do you know about his new pizza joint, right?
I have heard, yes.
Yeah, Gina's Pizza. Well, you're a Burleson resident for life, or
Yes.
a long, long time. So you remember Gina.
Lifer.
Well, were you born in this area?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good. I know you went to school here and all that, but so you remember Gina's Pizza, right?
do.
Everybody knows Gina's Pizza. Now he's going to revamp it, and he's going to put in some Burleson memorabilia, I guess is the best way to put it.
That's fun.
He's looking
Okay.
for that, and he's also looking for employees. And I would really endorse him as a boss. He is a very humane boss. I've seen several of his postings when he's looking for something from employees, like a car or a place to live, or something that his employees need, and he's out there trying to get it for them and stuff like that. So I'm really very proud to have him as a sponsor and as a friend. Also, speaking of friends and sponsors, Wild Cigar. Chris, I hope you're feeling better. He's been sick. Chris Notaboom was ill, so I hope he's doing better. I was there Friday visiting with Nathan, and they got a big vendor coming in on this Friday, on the 9th. It's a big deal because this is one of their main vendors in there coming in with cigar specials and whatever else. I asked them if they're going to do anything for the Super Bowl, and they said not particularly. And I don't blame them because, a lot of the businesses just close on Super Bowl Sunday here. You think to be, everybody out there, they're at home at parties.
Yeah.
And I remember one time many years ago, Robin and I were at a local restaurant. I think it was Fuzzy's. And we were their last customers. They said, we're just going to shut down. Well, here's your food, and you can stay as long as you want, but we're shutting down because we're not getting any business. But anyway, Wild Cigar is always open, and they got a great humidor, and they got good drink specials, so check them out. Over at the Standard. There's a lot going on at the Standard, apparently. You got something about coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
Also, Tiffany Nico, she'll be on in about a month. She's doing that St. Patrick's Day pub crawl. Is the chamber involved in that kind of
We are
stuff?
not, no.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're rooting for them on the sidelines, but it's not something y'all are
Correct.
co-sponsoring. Okay.
Correct, yeah.
Well, she's running this St. Patrick's Day pub crawl here in Burleson. I always joke about it, and is the inner Irish person comes out. Oh yes, I'm Irish. Way, way, way back, and so they put the green on. It's a good excuse to party. So anyway, we'll be talking about that and the new magazine. By that time, it'll be out. I think her new issue just came out Friday, and so I haven't seen it yet, but I will. Also, thank you to Gala, as we all know, from Southern Gym. They got a big deal this Friday. Thursday rather, the 8th. You might want to drop by. You want to bring Mr. Miller
I'm
by.
listening, yes.
Because it's bourbon and bling, 4 to 7. So while you're looking at the jewelry, he could be sitting in the bullpen having a nice bourbon. And Wild is helping along with that. I think they're suggesting bourbons to Gala and maybe providing a couple of them so they can, a little cross promotion. But anyway, so you can bring them on by. You can have a nice glass. If does he do bourbon? I don't know.
He does not.
Okay. Well, there's other things there too. I mean, it isn't just if he just wants a Dr. Pepper, they can give that to him as well. So, anyway, Southern Gym is going to have a really nice event this Thursday. So put it on your schedule. Also, thank you to Two Maids. This is a newer sponsor. I'm going to have Brenda Ramirez on the 20th, I believe, because it's a new business to Burleson, but they really have taken off well. But they do commercial and residential house cleaning, business cleaning, industrial, whatever, you name it, they can do it. And what I like about them in particular is it's not like a set fee or an hourly fee. It's basically they come and do the job, you rate them, and that's how they get paid.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's based on the quality of the service as opposed to just, you pay X amount and hope they do good. They're going to do good.
Yeah.
So call Brenda at 817-764-0733 or you can hear it at Two Maids. Sorry, I got something in my throat again. TwoMaidsCleaning.com/Burleson. And it's they really do a good job because several of the people in the B&I group use them either for their homes or their businesses, like Gayla uses them. And they just rave about it, the quality of service they get. Also, the B&I friend, Old Pro Roofing from around Old Town. You know these people. John Williams, 817-734-2756. I would not doubt that they are a member of the chamber. Yeah. Are they?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I don't have all 500.
Yeah, you just don't roll them off the mental.
Should, right?
No, I couldn't keep track of all that. I couldn't either. I'd have to carry on a little booklet or something. But, it's almost an assumption that if they're a business of any kind of stature, they're going to be a member of the chamber.
Agreed, yes.
Yeah, but John will come check your roof out. He'll come help tell you if you need some repairs or not. He won't try to upsell you. And he's a very fine young man, so you can trust him. 817-734-2756. I like doing business with home folks. There's a lot of, statewide businesses or, particularly in roofing, there's a bunch. Yeah. But I like to, keep the money local. That's your motto also, right?
I do appreciate keeping the money local.
Do you feel guilty if you ever go to Fort Worth and spend money?
I don't go very often, but because I'm so used to getting it here now.
Yeah.
Safe answer.
Yeah, safe. No, I mean, there's the only time we go to out of town really is when my wife likes to go antique shopping and other than that. But as far as like what we need, we got here.
Yeah.
Also, thank you to Camco Mortgage. They will help you with the rates and all this. Apparently, there's all this conversation, what's going to happen with the rates and whatever. And Sammy and Candy can help you with that. And they've been doing it in this area for about 20 years now. Sammy Campbell at 817-778-4592 or Candy Gal 817-925-2661. I've had 2 refinancing experiences with them, and it was relatively quick. There's all this paperwork and all this routine, but they help you through it. They calm you down, and when a little bump in the road happens, they said, we've seen it 100 times, so don't worry about it, and that kind of stuff. So they're really good to have around. Okay. What would you like to talk about first? I'm out of breath.
You rest. I'll take it from
All
here.
right.
Well, you mentioned the showcase that we've got coming up. So it's the Burleson Business Showcase on Saturday, February 24th. That will be at Pathway from 10 to 2. So it is open it's free to the public, but it is, we're still accepting applications for vendors. It does not have to be chamber members only, and it does not have to be a Burleson only business. So if you are interested in being a vendor for that event, you can apply on our website.
When would the deadline be, though?
To apply is on February 19th.
Okay, so they have, what is today, the 5th? They have about 2 weeks to get it together. How many do you have so far, do you think?
We have about 90 so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
That's
actually,
pretty good.
yeah, it's.
No, it's getting bigger.
Yeah.
Last year was the first one, and I really liked it. B&I was there, plus we were all there because several of us were also members of the chamber. So we're going there, we're schmoozing, we're making contacts, passing out cards, whatever. And I really appreciate the fact that probably that one event gave my humble little podcast more exposure than just about any event I could think of. Okay. I mean, I've been doing this for now close to 4.5 years now, but there's still people, I don't know what's the matter with them, still didn't know anything what I was doing. So I come and hand them cards, and they were, I didn't know we had this. And I really thought that really made a big difference in getting some the name exposure out there.
Good.
So So you got 90 of them, huh?
Yeah.
What kind? Any in particular that you still would like to see?
Oh gosh, I mean, I don't know if there's any one in particular. No, we have 20 set aside for young entrepreneurs.
Really?
Yep, in collaboration with the city of Burleson Economic Development. Alex took care of those for us, so I'm excited to see all of those that come in with him.
Well, that's good. Have Alex on your side.
Always.
I'm going to try to have him on the show in March because he always knows what's going on, and not that he tells us, but he still. So is Alex just kind of helping you on his own, or does the city have part of the action here, so to speak? Are they?
They are a sponsor of the event. Yes. I don't know if they specifically have a singular table at the event, but they wanted to do the young entrepreneurs.
Well, that's really a pretty good deal because over at the early college program over at the old high school. Well, you didn't graduate from that high school.
I did not. No.
Okay, but that's old timers remember it as the high school, and then Kerr, and then now what it is, they have an entrepreneurial program, and so this would be a good opportunity for them to put out what they got. Now you talk about young entrepreneurs. I guess there's no real age limit, but are you talking about like people like in their 20s? This is their first business or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, what kind of businesses you're looking at right here? As far as you know, just any kind?
It's just any of them.
Okay, well, I'm just saying it's a lot of these young entrepreneurs are involved in technology, which I hate. I hate technology. That's why I have Taylor here.
You hate technology?
I hate technology.
What?
Yeah. I'm starting a contract job for some curriculum design, and I have to learn all this technology. I'm like, But anyway,
you just hire the young ones to do it for you.
Well, I looked at this company's IT department, and I'm like twice their age easily. I always feel like, a caveman in comparison to these, you do this, click, 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 boom, and then that's, what? Where do you turn it on?
Yeah, slow down, start from the beginning.
Yeah, okay. Well, you push this button and don't push it again. But anyway, I remember from last year, they had like this bingo card.
Yes.
Are you going to do that too?
We are going to do bingo again this year.
Okay.
Yes.
And I started doing that, and then I thought, I'm getting too stressed out by this. I get too competitive.
Too much pressure.
Too much pressure, yeah. And so I just enjoyed myself. But I also saw a lot of people I knew.
Good.
And not all of them from Burleson, though, right?
Correct,
All right,
yes.
they don't have to be strictly Burleson members or Burleson residents.
Correct.
Because I know I got to talking to one from Alvarado and another one from Crowley.
Yep.
And now, as far as, are there any restrictions as to what they can do? I mean, can they bring samples, for example? Or whatever?
But you can't sell.
Okay.
So whatever you're selling yourself, yes, but it can't be like a product like, hey, here's this today. We're offering it for, you
Excellent.
can't, there will be no actual.
No cash transactions.
Correct. Yes.
But I just remember particularly, it was like 3 bakers there, and they were loading us up with sugar, but they had this one cupcake maker who was,
oh man,
wonderful cupcakes, but I gotta be careful about that. But
I think I'm here for the cupcakes. Yeah. I don't know who it is, but I'll take 2.
They had cupcakes. They had another one that was, like the wedding cakes and stuff like that. And they had these little bitty cakes. They were kind of like samples of those and stuff like that. There's the other ones that I remember as well. Like I mentioned before, a lot of them were like in health-related fields. A lot of either mental health counseling or that along those lines, or also physical therapy, or also Texas Health Euclid was here. Are they a big sponsor?
They are a sponsor.
Yeah,
sure,
I believe they were there. And I remember, several of them were not so much like product oriented, but like self-help or, medical help services and things of that nature. And then another group of people, insurance companies, insurance agents.
Yeah. Which goes back to, you're not selling anything. It's just really the ability to have the businesses be showcased. It's in the name, to come together and to have all in one place. Here's what the Burleson area has to offer as far as businesses go, without the pressure of feeling like you have to purchase something from
it. Was a very low stress event.
Good.
It really
Good.
was. It was very friendly. No, it was like you'd have like 2 or 3 competing businesses next to each other, and they're all, everybody's getting along just fine. No, they weren't throwing things at each other. B&I will be there.
Good.
And Jeremy Bleeker is our president, and he's also on your board, I believe.
Yes.
A big wheel that he is in town. And we're going to be there because, what we offer is a pretty good deal too. It's a networking group that has an accountability piece to it. It's not just like, okay, we get together and, pass cards out and shake hands and hug necks. We are held accountable really, and how much we put into it, and how many references we can generate for each other, and how much close of business we can generate for each other. I mean, it's like an obligation, not just I'll do what I can for you. So, but anyway, anything different about this showcase than from last year?
Well, all of it's different to me.
Well, I know, but you came in, and you had a pretty successful event, but there are things that could be tweaked here and there and improved upon or altered a bit. Did you find yourself doing a lot of that?
Not with this one, no.
No. Because
maybe next time, but I feel like so far it's what I have heard and seen just from like planning meetings and things. It's going well. They know what they're doing. The ambassadors are putting it on, and they have a good idea about what they want, and the execution is going well. And the committee, Terry, she's fantastic.
Terry, I don't know Terry.
Terry Perez. So she's also a Power of Heels and an ambassador, and so she takes care of. She's on all kinds of events committees, and so she's very organized and puts us where everybody needs to go. And
there's going to be assigned spaces then.
Yes.
Okay, so it isn't like if you get there early, you get a better spot. Of course,
she's already. There's a whole map.
Yeah. Well, good.
Don't be messing with the map.
Well, no. Oh no. But the thing is that space over at Pathway is very, very nice, very convenient. And they have that gym right next to their auditorium or their, I don't know what you'd call it, their main venue, foyer. And last time there was a little bit of space left, but I bet this time it's almost going to be wall to wall.
That's what I think too. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember when y'all were putting it on last year, and Cabrina was here promoting and all this other stuff. It was all brand new, and a lot of people, when Cabrina came on the last time, or her appearance after the expo, as they called it then, she had said she'd gotten quite a few calls saying, "Hey, we would have liked to have been there."
Oh.
So,
yeah.
Pay attention. That's all I can say. So that's why I think it's a little bit more well known.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. And like you said, I think there have actually been a lot of people who heard about it last year and definitely wanted to be a part of it. We had a lot of registrations for this year the same day last year. Like they pre-scheduled for 24 and 23, which means they enjoyed it and got enough out of it that they wanted to do it again. So that was good.
And any food trucks and such as that?
There will be. Now, which ones? Don't ask me, but I think we have 4 so far. So,
well, last year I remember they had 2. They had one that had like, it was, I don't want to say tacos, but it was like it was a Mexican food vendor of some sort, a specialty.
I mean, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, right. And another one they had like. Well, there wasn't Subway, but it's like Subway type sandwiches. Okay. All right. It was those kind of sandwiches. And so I remember those 2 in particular. So, and I'd like to see the food truck thing take off. I mean, it's really kind of a thing now for a lot of people.
Yeah.
This whole food truck thing. Didn't they do something on the plaza last summer, I believe?
I don't know.
That'd be.
It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
That'd be something. Do you have members that are food truck vendors?
Not a lot, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
I mean, we have like restaurants who happen to have a food truck, like Doughboy. They've got a brick and mortar, and then also happen to have a food truck. Yeah,
it's interesting you mentioned Doughboy. My wife likes them a lot because they're being in the Standard. He comes over to Gala's place, and when they have events, he'll provide some donuts and stuff, and cinnamon rolls and whatever else. And so she said, you got to have him on the show. And he'll be on the show, I believe, March 7th.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Yeah.
Robin says he's a very nice gentleman. I believe his name is Mitchell.
Melvin.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Melvin. And he's apparently, very friendly man and all this and generous. And so I look forward to seeing him.
Yeah.
And we have made it clear through Robin, Melvin needs to bring samples.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's that feels like a given that you should just bring them. Yeah. He actually is on our board now.
Really? Is that right?
He's new this year.
You know, another group I could recommend to y'all. I don't know, they may be members already, but I had them on the show right before the New Year. I had two ladies, a mom and a daughter combo called the Mixie Chicks.
Yeah, they are.
They are members. Okay. I maybe want to get them a note and say, hey, you want to be there. Now, what's the expense of being there? It's like there is a fee involved.
There is at this point, because we had our early registration was that was already finished. I think it was 75 for members, and then maybe it's gone to 100 now for chamber members. It's on the application.
Well, if they haven't, the Mixie Chicks I'm talking about, if they haven't gotten a hold of you, they should. They'd be a good addition to the food trucks. And now you're not going to be providing alcohol and all that other business, but they do other stuff.
They do mocktails, yeah.
Yeah, right. Mocktails. That's a word I learned. And they're going to be on the show again in later March, which is great because the first time here they brought samples.
Excellent. This is the thing. Yes.
And so, I maybe ought to suggest to them, hey, you might want to check this out.
If they're not already. And they're going to be at our gala this year again, also providing beverages. April 5th.
April 5th. Okay. Well, we'll have plenty of time to talk about that.
Plenty of time, yeah.
There is also related to these people, the mom and daughter. The son has that Burleson blog, Burleson Buzz.
Yeah.
Y'all maybe ought to give him your contact information so you can put an article about you because he's getting some real traction. A lot of people are looking. Well, he does a lot of the meetings, city council and school board and whatever else, and a lot of the city events. And this would be a good promotional thing. So I'll send him your contact information and say, talk to this person. And because he's always looking for good stories.
Good. Okay.
And he's talked to several of the nonprofits and such as that.
Good.
Now you go to this the showcase rather.
Yeah.
Is there anything you don't want to see there? I mean, that's a hard question.
Yeah.
But I mean, you mentioned earlier though, this isn't a place to sell products.
Right.
It's to sell yourself.
Yep.
So
to sell yourself,
that's
to
kind
sell
of
your
where
business.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah. You don't want to see people there cash exchange.
Trying to, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So anything you
Rule
bring.
followers.
Right. I didn't see anybody violating that rule. I didn't, everything that, I had a bag and they kept dumping stuff in it and all that. Also, if people are there looking for a job, this isn't really for that, is it?
It is not, no. But Express Pros is one of the, or is the presenting sponsor for that event. So they will have a booth there. So they certainly, if they came in with their application or their resume, they could scoot on over to Express Pros and talk to them. But it is not that kind of an event.
What is Express Pros? They are a job placement service?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's good because, it's not, you just don't want to put people on the spot.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens sometimes. You come in and say, I'm looking for a job. Here's my resume, and you don't know what to do with it. And you're like, this is not something you don't want this to be a uncomfortable situation.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to talk to Otto and see if he's going to have something out there.
Okay.
He needs to have something out there. Last year at Old South there, and they were, they're all friends. They're very complimentary about each other. But it's Otto needs to be out there because he's such a big wheel.
I agree.
Yeah.
Bring him on. Absolutely.
Well, I'm just thinking of businesses that if they haven't yet, they need to, because it is tremendous exposure.
Yeah.
And a very comfortable environment. Now, it's my hope one day we have an event center for the city that we can do this in.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I think that would be fantastic if we did.
How much input, I guess, is the chamber given on that? This is just something I talked to with some of the council members, and they're like, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, sure. But I know there's some conversation about it. I just wonder if the chamber's involved in that conversation.
We are not. But I think it's probably an obvious yes, surely. One shouldn't assume I know that. But, we would be an obvious yes and amen to a conference.
Well, I haven't talked to Victoria or Dan about that recently, but the last time we did talk, I know they've had studies and they've had plans.
Yep.
And it's likely that sooner or later is going to come to a vote about what to do with those softball fields, because it's being park property. The only way that the city could sell it is if they have public approval through a referendum. And so if that happens, I bet they'll sell it, and it'll pass because that's very valuable property. And for what I have heard, just all these things floating around out there in the business atmosphere is that they want to have like an anchor tenant, like a kind of like what the Omni does for Fort Worth.
Okay.
The Omni and Fort Worth got together and created that whole area. Same thing in Dallas. They have over near their convention center, the Omni Hotel in Dallas got together and put together something. And so they were thinking that'd be great. I promise you, if we had that convention center, y'all would be using it, and you'd be using it all the time.
Yeah,
it would be the drawing point for not just this county, but probably, Ellis and Tarrant County as well.
Yeah, I think everyone would use it.
Put it right there on the highway, right next to a golf course. The possibility.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, but you know how government is. You work for a bureaucracy.
I'll let them do their job, and I'll stay in my lane and just say, yes, we would utilize it if it came. Yes.
I think it's going to happen within a decade. Either it's going to be done or they're going to be almost done or something like that.
So,
I think we're getting too big just to keep having either Pathway or First Baptist just to keep, providing their facility. We're just getting, bigger and bigger. I remember last April we went to an event at First Baptist with the Chamber, the State of the Education. No, we're not doing that again. Don't you do it about every other year? You swap out?
Yes, it'll be State of Education or State of the City.
When's the State of the City coming?
It would be in April. I don't know the date. It is our luncheon. So
yeah, that was a good event. I went last year.
I hear those are good ones.
They are, and they had frescoes there. That was doing all the catering, and I'm a very big frescoes fan. So it
is delicious.
It is great, and it was. And I learned a lot. I felt sorry for the Hill College guy because his slideshow went all kafooey.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but Dr. Jimerson gets up there, and when we worked there, and we kind of likened him to a game show host sometimes. He's just so personable and dynamic.
It's very personable.
And always grinning. So we thought, we kind of made fun of him. He looked like a swole Stephen Colbert. But you work for him directly, and tell me if I'm wrong in this, but he strikes me as a guy who's walking through the building, throwing off ideas like sparks. Just he's always full of ideas and stuff, right?
Ideas wouldn't have come in my direction. He would have hit those out to other people.
No,
but
I don't know about that.
Very personable, yes, as he comes down the hall and saying hello to everyone and all of that. Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, back to the chamber.
Yeah.
Tell us about the next, other than the showcase,
we have our Network at Night.
Network at Night, yes.
So that'll be on Tuesday the 13th, which is the day before Valentine's Day.
That's also
anybody else needs a reminder.
That's my engagement anniversary, which I can't forget.
You have an engagement anniversary.
Yes. My Robin and I got engaged on the 13th of 1988. And she told me we're getting engaged that day, actually. So there you go.
Well, sometimes you just got to take matters into your own hands, I guess.
I was a student teaching over at Trinity High School. I get a call, and she says, my ring is over in Dallas. Let's go get it. Because she had ordered a ring through a wholesaler that she knew. I said, well, I don't know if I can go tonight, Robin. I told the guys I'd go to their basketball game, the Trinity LD Bell basketball game. You're telling me that you're going to put those boys in front of me? Oh, no, I'll be there. I'll pick you up. And so we went and we got the ring, and we went to a restaurant that no longer exists in Dallas, Baby Doe's. You've been in Dallas plenty of times. You know that sign at the waterfall? You never seen it? It's off of 35. No, you don't get to Dallas very often.
No, I really don't.
It's been around since I was a kid. It's been several different sponsors, but there's a sign there with a real waterfall, and there right behind it was a restaurant, and they sold it and tore it down and put up apartments.
Oh,
but it's okay. So, and then after we went to Baby Doe's, we both went to the basketball game.
That's nice. Little for you, little for her. Good. What a compromise.
Yes, and she said I should have known what was going to be happening then. Because there's a lot of evenings that I had to go do this or go do that for school. And
it happens.
It happens, yeah.
She's along for it. That's what counts.
So this event, what is it all about before I get too far ahead?
It is just the network at night. So it'll be put on by our Power of Heels. They're going to be the host of the event, and it'll be at the Standard. And we decided, let me pull out my notes here so I say it correctly. The Standard Event Center between Revelry and Southern Gym.
Is it outdoors?
It'll be indoors.
Indoors, okay, because they have a space
Beautiful
outdoors.
third floor.
Yeah. So is it a specific business or just for just general?
Nope, just general.
schmoozing?
Yep, it's our.
Yeah. Just come by and hang out.
It is, yep, our networking event. Again, just put on by the Power of Heels and not just a specific group or anything, because they are 20 women made up of 20 different businesses. And so they will be our hostesses for the evening. So we're looking forward to that.
What is it?
4:30 to
4:30.
6.
Okay, 4:30 to
Yes.
6. Okay.
Yes,
Well, that'd be
sorry.
good.
Yeah.
Maybe Robin and Gail can run up there after they
Yeah,
close.
that'd be great.
Because that's real. It's on a Tuesday.
Or take
right?
turns.
Take turns, yeah.
Yeah, it's on a Tuesday.
Unfortunately, I have a class on Tuesday at 6. Maybe I can drive by prior.
Yeah.
But just to say hey, because no, that's my night class. But anyway, so you mentioned about the gala coming up.
Yeah.
Now that's a big deal. That's a lot of work, isn't it?
I don't know yet.
No, you'll find out.
I know I say that all the time, but like
No, you're just learning. It takes a while to get all these things down.
still learning, but also everyone's opinion is different. And so what is a lot of work to me may not be to someone else and vice versa. So no, so far everything is fine. But the gala will be it's a Friday, April 5th, from 6 to 10. And so
Where at?
it'll be at Medina Ranch.
I'm not sure I know what that is.
Out there.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, okay. Good. You got that, everybody? Just keep driving till you see
with
it.
your hand.
I've shot events there before. It's very nice.
Yeah, it is really pretty out there.
Is it off the 35 or something?
Don't ask me directions.
Okay, you guys.
I feel like it's Joshua E. area. That's also a very technical term.
Wherever the car drives me.
Yeah, I'm going to put it into Google.
Okay. Well,
I've been there before a few times. It is really pretty, but I am going to have to
I'm
put
sure
it into Google.
we'll have plenty of time to get the directions, but still, that's pretty nice. So I know it's a big deal, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then right after that, you go into the honey tour, right?
Yeah.
This is a really busy time for you.
It is a very busy season.
If you
for
could just
us.
make it to June in one piece.
Yeah, we'll be fine. I'm going to be great. I will coast the rest of the time. And no big deal. Yeah.
Well, that honey tour, you're already working on it, right?
We are, yes. Yep. Yeah. We have our next meeting coming up in a few weeks, actually, towards the end of February.
And you have to get all the
Just to check in
volunteers and all that. And get the other cities. And the other chambers get involved with this?
There is one, yes. I think it's Alvarado is on my contact list. But yeah, there are a couple other cities that we get involved with about that.
Yeah. And I do know that this honey tour goes well into the county, so you got to get the sheriff's department involved and all that, and get the routes all figured out. And
Yes.
and
I'm thankful for all the ones who have been, the people who are responsible for portions of the event have been here from the beginning of Honey Tour, and that makes me feel better that they all know, everyone knows their role, and they do it well, and they have done it for 20 years. So that's nice.
Well, it does help having experience. It's like I've mentioned this before. On a much smaller scale, doing stuff for student council, I still had a couple of older hands that had been involved with it before, and they said, "Here's what you make sure you take care of," and all that. And and I remember my first couple of go rounds, I was supposed to call the police. I did not know that. I did not know that I had to get this all. I just figured the police knew about it and all this, or all these little things. Yeah, I have to order this or that by a certain date. I remember having to make an emergency run up to Fort Worth to some party shop to get something for the homecoming court.
Yes,
because I'd forgotten to do all. Those little things like that, it just drive you nuts.
Yes, agreed.
At least you got a couple of helpers.
I do, yes, and the whole slew of volunteers that will come, and committee and all of that kind of stuff. So I do think it will be fine. There's always going to be something that comes up that's like with most events, But
yes,
that's
exactly right. Well, you remember planning your own wedding, I bet, and everything. You was all worried and all these, and then all worked fine, right?
I mean, we did justice of the peace, so actually it did work all just fine.
Okay, well, I just meant
Lots of not hardly any moving parts for us.
Yeah, that's good for y'all. Well, it was like that for us. Robin's dad did the service, and her aunt did the planning. So basically, it wasn't that.
Yeah. really wasn't a
Not for me anyway.
no. And like I actually have another job that I do on the weekends for fun because I have all the time. But I work at an event venue, and so I
Really?
yeah.
Where at?
The Sweet Retreat with Dina Shimming and Richard Shimming. They're the owners.
No, where is that at?
It is in Burleson, but it's like out towards Rendon area. And so I love it. Just again, hostessing and setting up events and taking care of everybody when they're here. And
Really? Is it like wedding venues or
wedding,
parties?
smaller weddings, parties.
Yeah.
What do you call them? Baby showers?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wedding showers. Whatever.
Yeah.
Wow. So I don't know if I've probably driven by it 100 times because, I'm in that area. I live in that area. So.
Maybe it is like residential and then it's out behind their house. So, I mean, you can.
Okay. Well, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
Have a chamber event there.
Well, they're not chamber members.
They better get the minds
She would
right.
do. She would be one. Yeah. So, so maybe that's part of why I'm like, it's fine. I do plenty of event stuff anyway, so I'm used to.
I can't imagine being like a wedding planner. My friend's daughter is one, and she got out of it because bridezilla.
I bet it would be very stressful.
It is.
Very emotional.
It is. I'll have to ask Robin more. Was it stressful? But I just remember showing up, and like most husbands, and I gave the right answer when I was asked, and then I do, and then there you go. And so
That's the important one.
But I tell you. I seen some of these weddings, like my sister's many years ago. It was like a coronation ceremony. I mean, it was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But so I just couldn't handle all that.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the matter at hand. The gala thing, though, I'm going to go back to that because that's your biggest fundraiser, is it not?
It is. Yeah. Yeah. So I am looking forward to, that was the first one that's going to have like my touch on it, like actually. And so I'm looking forward to doing it in a way that kind of represents more of me. It's still the Western theme because that's what was already in motion, and that's fine. But
a lot of people kind of expect it.
I mean, when the name in the book that we advertise with is the Wild West Gala, you expect it. So, but this will be the last year for the Wild West Gala. We'll start, adjusting the themes every year and kind of having fun with that. So that'll be fun. And this will, when I have mentioned it, I'm like, this will not be a burlap and bandanas kind of Western. So
No, you got there and they got the fancy bling going on.
Yeah.
I've seen the pictures and they look like, Porter Wagner, who is well before your time.
I don't know that one.
he's one of those country western singers from the 60s and 70s with the really bright spangly suits and the hair and everything. He was Dolly Parton's first singing partner. Oh. And she was on his show for about 3 or 4 years, the Porter Wagner show. See, that's aging me because my parents watched that stuff, But, they remember the old Western stuff, all the, the tassels and the rhinestones and whatever else. And so, I saw plenty of those. You want to do the stick horse race?
We're not doing that.
No, not doing the stick horse race. Okay. Well, so
it doesn't go with the elevated theme we're going for this year. So we'll work on some raffle tickets ideas. We're actually going to be hitting up Gala. I'm going to go talk with her and see if they can.
She'd be good for that because she's an equine enthusiast. She has something coming on May 4th that she's asked us and B&I to keep in mind. That May 4th is a Saturday. It's also Kentucky Derby Day, so they're going to have Derby Day.
Very fun, yeah.
Yeah, from like 3 to 8.
Yep, that's going to be super fun.
With the hats and the mint juleps or whatever else they got going on out there.
Yeah, that's
because she's really big into it. And they have a TV screen, a good sized TV screen, about the size of the one here, and they'll have the race on. And she really likes that kind of stuff. So I bet she'll be very on board with that. But this is the last year for Wild West. So you get to have other themes, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We have like a whole page full of.
I bet Sarah and Jessica have a lot of good ideas for that.
Yeah.
You want to share a couple of them, or is that a secret?
No, we can't just be giving the goods away.
Okay, all right.
You got to come next year.
No, I could see, like a 20s theme or, I don't know, a Harry Potter theme. I don't know.
That one was not on the list, actually. No,
okay.
Harry Potter was not on the gala list.
Or an Elon Musk event. How would you like that, Taylor? Yeah, he's not paying attention.
He was trying to push it.
Yeah, he's trying to push it. He's a big Elon Musk fan. Anyway, something like that. Anyway, so we're getting close to the end. So let's just kind of review all that we've talked about before.
Okay.
Tell us what everybody needs to know about the showcase on the 24th.
It is free to the public to attend. Applications for vendors are still open until the 19th. They are on our website, so you will fill it out, turn it in, and pay, and you're good to go. We'll provide the table and chairs. You provide, your tablecloth and the goodies that go on your table. And it's from 10 to 2 at Pathway.
And
February 24th. If I didn't.
It's not like an exclusive thing in the sense that you only want to have one real estate person, one
Correct.
insurance agent. No,
Yeah.
you can as many as you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no exclusivity kind of thing.
No, correct.
Okay.
And
then-
open to non-chamber members and to anyone, to any business. Yeah.
and then again on the Power of Heels.
13th, February 13th is the Network at Night put on by our Power of Heels at the Standard Event Center, which is again by Revelry and Southern Gym. And so that will be from 4:30 to 6 on the 13th of February. And then we actually have our Women's Day luncheon, which we did not talk about, but
right.
the luncheon and fashion show will be out at Lost Oak Winery on March 8th, and that is International Women's Day. So that's going to be good.
How nice. International Women's Day. Taylor, we don't get a man's day, do we?
I'm not going to say anything on this.
Okay.
Excellent
I might get
choice,
in trouble.
Taylor.
My wife
There's
will
a
say,
lot of things that
Yeah.
certain people get that certain others don't.
Yeah, I know. My wife will tell you every day is man's day and, that kind of stuff. But anyway, so March
You're gonna get us in
8th
trouble.
I know. She's got that look on her face like, okay.
We just gonna do a straight
just-
censor the rest of the show.
Right.
I'm not going to, no. There, she got it off her chest.
Yep.
Anyway, that's Lost Oak is a really nice venue for that kind of thing.
Yeah, it is going to be nice.
And that'll be a lot of fun. Is it mostly women that are going to be there? Or could
Yes.
Okay, so
yes, it is a women. I mean, you could go, sure. But, instead, just send your wife.
Nah, well, see, what day is March 8th? Is it Saturday?
I think it's a Friday.
Friday,
actually.
okay.
Again, don't hold me to it.
Okay. March 8th.
March 8th. It's a Friday.
It is
See?
a Friday,
Look at
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see what I can do. She works a lot of Fridays, but maybe she can, go over there for an hour.
Maybe Gayla will give her the day off.
No, or
Come
Gayla.
on,
Well,
Gayla.
Gayla, or maybe Gayla will send her over there with, as a representative of
Yeah,
Southern Gym.
that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see what else we got this week. We got a pretty full week. Actually, the entire month of February is booked.
Is it? Look at you.
Yeah. Well,
Kind of a big deal.
That's funny you should say that because I told my last BNI meeting.
Okay, watch it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd have changed the motto from "You're entitled to my opinion" to "I'm kind of a big deal," and they said no. Yeah, and Robin just rolled her eyes like, okay, whatever. No, but I do have a busy week. We have an extra show this week, actually, thanks to just the way things booked up. We have Debbie Beeman from Promises tomorrow. I haven't talked to her in about 3 months, so it's the time we visit again. And then we have 2 shows on Thursday. Colin Gregory with the Burleson Police. I believe he's bringing a guest as a anti-drug speaker. And then at 4:30, we have Dale Hanna, our county district attorney, who's running in the primary. And
At what time?
What now?
What time?
4:30, I thought. I mean, that's what I got. Is that what you got?
Sure.
Okay, whatever. And then the week after that, we have Dwayne Burns on. And after that, Matthew Lucci on the 13th, who's running for District 25, U.S. Congress, Republican primary. And then have Randy Wilsey from BISD.
Yeah.
You know Randy.
Good. I do. Yeah. I do know
and
Randy.
so the next 2 weeks, we got lots of stuff.
Very good.
And yeah, I feel pretty pumped about it because all 3 of the announced city council members will be on this month, or candidates, I meant. I don't know if they're going to draw any opponents, but we'll find out. Well, thanks for coming. I really look forward to seeing you again on the 24th. It really, guys out there in the vast listening audience, it's worth your time. If member or not, business or not, it's worth your time to go out there and just to see what we have to offer in this community. I mean, you'll meet a lot of your old friends there. It's a great event. It's one of the most relaxed, enjoyable events you can go to. So we'll see you there. All right.
Good.
Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye, y'all.